Hi designers, you're welcome back. So today I'm going to be sharing with you how to draft, cut and sew a blazer jacket with a notched collar. It is very simple, detailed and beginner friendly. This video is going to be a two-part video. This one is going to be the pattern drafting of the jacket, while the next tutorial is going to be how to couple the blazer together and also how to achieve an inseam and neat finishing. So if this looks like what you're interested in, please watch this video till the end. Here I have 2 yards of crepe I'm going to be using to make the blazer jacket and this suit lining here. I couldn't get the exact color, so I had to just buy this one and use to line the jacket we are going to be making. So now we're going to go ahead to start drafting, and I'm going to be drafting the back of the jacket first before I head over to drafting of the front of the jacket. The first thing I'm going to go ahead to do now is to draw a starting line which is going to be serving as the shoulder line. Once I'm done doing this, I'll go ahead to start inserting my measurements. So first I'll go ahead to insert my shoulder measurement divided by 2 on the top line and mark. After marking that, I'll be coming down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope and also mark that. Then from the shoulder slope point, I'm going to go ahead to mark my armhole depth, which is 8 inch. I'll mark that. After marking that, I'll go ahead to mark my shoulder divided by 2 at this point again to enable me to draw a straight line, after which I'll draw the armhole line with my ruler like this. Next, I'll go ahead to insert my vertical measurement. So from the top line, I'll mark my shoulder to waist for the back. Note that the shoulder to waist for the back and the front is not the same. So for me, my shoulder to waist for the back is 15 inch. I'll go ahead to mark that. Then from this 15-inch point, I'll go ahead to mark my shoulder to hip, which is 9 inch. But I'm going to be marking 1 inch extra to that. So I'll go ahead to mark 10 inch. That is the point where I want the jacket to stop. So just go ahead to mark the length of the jacket you want to make and draw horizontal lines at the point you just mark like you see me doing in the video. Once I'm done doing this, I'll go ahead to insert my bust measurement on the chest line. So my bust divided by 4 is 9 inch. I'll go ahead to mark that. After marking that, I'll mark 1 inch extra for the sewing allowance. Then I'll go ahead to mark 1 inch extra for ease. Then I'll move over to the waistline. On the waistline, I'll mark my waist divided by 4, which is 7.5. Then I'll add 1 inch for that, 1 inch for sewing allowance, and also 1 inch for ease. So the ease allowance depends on how free you want the jacket to be. Next, I'll move over to the hip line. On the hip line, I'll go ahead to insert my hip measurement divided by 4, which is 10 inch. Then I'll go ahead to mark my string allowance and my ease allowance. After doing this, I'll connect the sides together with my ruler like this. Next, I'll go ahead to mark the dart for the back. So I'll be marking my bust span measurement divided by 2, which is 3.5. I'll mark it on the chest line, on the waistline, and also on the length of the jacket. After marking this, I'll connect the point together with a straight line. Then I'll go ahead to take in the darts. So for the dart, remember I added 1 inch extra to my waist measurement while inserting my body circumference measurement. So I'll go ahead to mark 0.5 inch on both sides of my nipple to nipple line like this. Then on the chest line, I'll come down by 1 inch from the chest line. Then I'll go ahead to draw the dart leg with my ruler like you see me doing in the video. Once I'm done drawing the upper part of the dart, I'll move over to the lower part. And for my blouse length, I'm going to be coming up by 3 inch and mark. After marking that, I'll draw the lower part of the dart with my ruler like this. So next I'll head over to the top line to mark my neckline. So for the neck width, I'll mark a neck width of 3 inch and a neck depth of 1 inch. After marking that, I'll draw the neckline with my ruler like this. After which I'll go ahead to draw the shoulder slope of the blazers we are making. After which I'll draw the back armhole with my ruler like you see me doing in the video. So you can go ahead to leave the back of your jacket this way and just sew in the dart, or you can go ahead to draw a style line. So for me, I'm going to be drawing a shoulder style line, and the first thing I'll be doing is to divide what I have on my shoulder slope line into two like this and mark. After marking that, I'll connect that point to the chest line with my ruler like you see me doing in the video. So if you don't want to do a shoulder style line, you can also do an armhole style line by locating the midpoint of your armhole and connect it to the chest line. Whatever one you want is totally okay, and it depends on the design you want to make. So the next I'll be doing now is to work on the center back. So I'll be be going in by 0.5 inch on the waistline and mark. After doing that, I'll connect it to the chest line, then I'll connect it downward by like 6 inch like this. This is going to give the back a very nice fitting and also to avoid gaping, but you can also do without this. This is totally optional. It depends on how you want the back of your jacket to be. Next, I'll go ahead to quickly do now is to work on the side. I don't want the side to be this straight, so to achieve a nice cover at that point, I'll be going up by 2 inch on the side and mark. After marking that, I'll connect it back to the hem using the curved part of my ruler like this. So this is what the back of the jacket is going to look like. The next I'm going to go ahead to quickly do now is to cut it out. So after cutting, this is what the back is going to look like. I'll go ahead to cut out the darts later on when I'm done drafting the front block of the jacket we are making. So the next thing we're going to go ahead to quickly do now is to head over to drafting of the front block of the jacket. So for the front, the first thing I'll go ahead to do is to come down from the top of my paper by 5 inch. I'll go ahead to mark the 5 inch all the way, then I'll draw a straight horizontal line. This 5 inch allowance is going to be for the collar of the jacket we are going to be making, because we're going to be drafting a notch collar for the jacket we are making. So I'll just go ahead to draw a straight horizontal line like you see me doing in the video. So after drawing the line, I'll also be going in by 5 inch on the center front also. This is going to be for the lapel of the jacket we are going to be making. So I'll mark the 5 inch all the way down, then I'll connect the point together with a straight line. After doing this, I'll go ahead to start inserting my measurements, and all measurements will be starting from this line I drew on the center front. So first I'll mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 7.5. Then I'll come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope, after which I will mark my armhole depth, which is 8 inch. I'll also mark my shoulder divided by 2 at this point to enable me draw a straight line. Then I'll go ahead to draw the armhole depth line with my ruler like this, after which I'll also draw the chest line. So next, I'm going to go ahead to insert my vertical measurement. So I'll go ahead to mark my shoulder to waist for the front, which is 17 inch. After marking the shoulder to waist for the front, I'm also going to go ahead to mark my waist to hip. So I mark 10 inch from the waist to hip for the back. I'll be doing the same thing for the front also. I'll go ahead to mark 10 inch from my waistline. After marking this, I'll draw straight horizontal lines at the point I just marked with my ruler like this. So next, I'll go ahead to draw the neckline. For the neck width, I'll be marking a neck width of 3 inch like I did for the back, but the neck depth for the front is going to be 3 inch also. After doing that, I'll use my ruler to draw a simple round neck like you see me doing in the video, after which I will draw the shoulder slope. So next, I'll go ahead to insert my bust measurement divided by 4 on the chest line. Note that all measurement will be starting from this line I drew on the front. So I'll mark my bust divided by 4 plus my ease and sewing allowance. On the waistline, I'll go ahead to insert my waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch for that. Then I'll go ahead to mark my ease and sewing allowance. After marking this, I'll move over to the length of the after marking this, I'll go ahead to move over to the jacket length, and I'll be inserting my hip measurement divided by 4 plus my ease and sewing allowance. Then I'll go ahead to connect the sides together with my ruler like this. Next, I'll go ahead to take out the dart. So I'll mark half of my bust span measurement, which is 3.5 inch, on the chest line, on the waistline, and also on the hip line. After doing that, I'll connect the points together with a straight line like this. So next, I'll go ahead to mark a dart of 0.5 inch on both sides of my nipple line on the waistline. After marking that, I'll go ahead to measure my shoulder to bust point, which is 10.5. I'll mark that. I forgot to do that initially because we need this to be able to know where the dart is going to be stopping. So after drawing the shoulder to bust point, from the bust point line, I'm going to be coming down by 1 inch. Then I'll go ahead to draw the upper part of the dart with my ruler like this. After drawing the upper part of the dart, on the lower part, I'll be coming up by 3 inch from the length of the jacket. Then I'll draw the lower part of the dart with my ruler like this. So next, I'm going to be working on the lapel. The first thing I'll be doing now is to locate my break point. That is where I want the opening of the jacket to stop. So for me, I'm going to be working with 15 inch. This depends on how deep you want the jacket to be. You can work with your waistline, but I want mine to be above the waistline. After marking the break point, from the point where the break point stops, I'll go ahead to mark a button allowance of 1 inch, and I'll mark this all the way down, after which I'll connect the point together with my ruler like this. So once I'm done doing this, the next I'm going to go ahead to do now is to draw the lapel for the jacket we are making. And in doing that, the first thing I'll go ahead to do is to connect this button allowance to the neck width. So I'm going to go ahead to place my ruler this way, and I'll connect the button allowance to the neck width with a straight line like you see me doing in the video. So once I'm done doing this, next I'll go ahead to determine the width of the lapel I want. So from this point where my line stop, I'll go ahead to come out by 4 inch. So this depends on how wide you want your lapel to be. So you can do 3.5, 4 inch, depending on how you want that part to be. After marking that, I'll just go ahead to draw a straight line to the point I just marked with my ruler like you see me doing in the video. Then I'll connect it back to the button allowance. Then I'll connect it back to the button allowance with my ruler like this. So this is what the lapel is going to look like. So the next thing we're going to be working on now is to work on the collar of the jacket. And before you go ahead to draw the collar of the jacket, you will need to get the neck width of the back of the jacket we made. So I'll go ahead to take my measurement on the back neckline with my tape rule like this. So just go ahead to follow the curve you have on the back neckline. So what I have here is 3.5 inch. So it's always between 3 to 3.5 inch. So I'll go ahead to measure that 3.5 inch upward from where my neck will stop like this. I'm going to go ahead to mark the 3.5 inch. After marking the 3.5 inch, I'll connect it to my neck width using a dotted line. After doing this, I'm going to be going out by 0.5 inch from the 3.5 inch I just marked. So I'll just go out by 0.5 inch, then I'll go ahead to connect it back to the neck width like this to get a slant line. I hope this is clear. So this is what you should have once you're done doing this. The next I'm going to go ahead to do now is to confirm my neck width. After confirming that, I'll go ahead to draw the width of the collar. So when doing this, you're not doing it in a straight way. You're going to go ahead to place your triple in a slant way like this. Mark the collar width. So for me, the collar width is going to be 3.5 inch. You can go ahead to mark how wide you want the collar width to be. After marking the 3.5 inch, I'll go ahead to draw a straight line with my ruler like this. As you can see, it is not straight, it is slant. Next thing to do now is to connect the collar width to this lapel at this point. But before doing that, I'm going to be going up by 0.5 inch from my lapel. This is the opening I'm going to be having at that point. So if you want a wider opening, you can do 1 inch if you want the opening to be very wide. So after doing that, I'll go ahead to connect the collar to the 0.5 inch I came up by on the lapel using a slight curve like you see me doing in the video. So after connecting, this is what it is going to look like. The next I'll be doing now is to go in by 1 inch on this lapel point like this. Then I'll go ahead to connect the collar to that 1 inch I went in by. This is how deep I want the opening on the notch area to be. So if you want something wider, you can do 1.5 inch or 2 inch, depending on how wide you want the notch on the collar to be. So this is what your collar should look like once you're done drafting. So here we have the collar, and this lower part is going to be the lapel of the blazer we are making. So the next I'm going to be working on now is the lower part of the jacket. So the lower part of the jacket, I want it to have a little opening on the lower part, and to get that opening, I'll be going in by 1.5 inch from this point like this. I'll go ahead to mark that, then I'll connect it back to my button allowance. So I'm going to be coming down from the waistline by like 3 inch and mark. Then I'll go ahead to connect that point to the 1.5 inch I went in by using a slight curve with my ruler like this. So if you want yours to be straight, you can just go ahead to ignore this process I just explained. So this is what the lower part is going to look like. So the next I'll be doing now is to also work on the side of the jacket like I did for the back. So I'm going to be going up by 2 inch on the side like this and mark. After doing that, I'll connect it to the hem of the jacket with a slight curve like this. So the next I'll be doing now is to draw the bust dart for the jacket we are making. Remember, the front and the back is not the same. If you did not add If you do not add a bust dart, you discover that the back will be looking shorter than the front. So to have equal front and back, go ahead to take your bust dart, and my own difference is 2 inch, so I came down by 2 inch from the bust point and mark. So when you close this bust dart, the front and the back is going to align properly. So once I'm done doing that, the next I'm going to go ahead to do now is to draw the front armhole for the jacket we are making. So I'll locate the midpoint of my armhole line, then I'll come in by 0.5 inch, after which I'll go ahead to draw the armhole with my ruler like you see me doing in the video. Once I'm done drawing the armhole, I'll go ahead to draw the shoulder style line for the front like I did for the back. So I'll divide my shoulder slope into two like this. After getting the midpoint of the shoulder slope, I'll connect it to the bust point with a straight line like you see me doing in the video. So basically, this is what the front block of the jacket is going to look like. It is very simple. If you don't understand anything, just go ahead to drop your question in the comment section and I'll attend to your questions. The next I'm going to go ahead to quickly do now is to cut it out. So just watch where I'm cutting to know the exact part to cut when you are cutting yours. And also make sure you close the bust dart before cutting the side of the jacket. So after cutting, this is what the front block of the jacket is going to look like. So when you close your darts and place the side back and the side front together, you're going to be having something like this. It should be equal. If yours is not equal, go ahead to adjust it to make sure that it's equal so you don't have any issues when you are stitching the piece together. So here we have the collar and the lapel. This is what you should have after cutting. So next, I'll go ahead to cut out my fabric using this pattern, and when cutting, I'll be marking a seam allowance all around my fabric except for the side. I've already marked the allowance on the side, so there'll be no allowance on the side, but on the every part of the fabric, I'm going to be marking 0.5 inch allowance. And for the back, I'm going to be separating the back and cutting out the dart before transferring to my fabric. So in the next tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you how to neatly stitch your blazer jacket and how to also achieve an inseam finishing. So if you find this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and also drop a comment. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the part 2 of this tutorial. Bye.